John Zogby on right now. John's, of course, was one of the few out there that said, "Hold your horses on Hillary. It's not. I'm not sure it's going to happen." And that was what John said from the beginning. John Zogby, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
So interesting in the polls after people voted because they rejected Clinton, but probably didn't reject Obama in the end.
No, they didn't. No, of those who voted, 54% gave him a positive job approval, and more of those who voted said that they were doing better off than they were 4 years ago, than said that they were doing worse off. And so, no, it was not a rejection of Obama, but the base did not come out to vote for Hillary in the same sort of pattern that they had come out to vote for Obama.
Yeah. So what was that? I mean, you talked from the very beginning that you did not think that she was going to be the candidate. And what were your reasons for that? I mean, did you feel she just wouldn't be because of the baggage, she wouldn't be the right candidate?
I thought, first and foremost, if there was a message in the campaign, it would get ground down by the baggage, and that there were issues that had already started to gel that were going to prevent her from getting that message through. But secondly, the message as it developed, even the overall slogan, "I'm with her," indicated that it was more about her than it was about us, and that she tried to indicate that she was the first woman running. But there are 10 reasons to love and hate Hillary Clinton before you get to woman. Other than that, there wasn't really anything that was credible as far as the message was concerned. That there was the talk about obviously expanding Obamacare and the free tuition and public colleges and universities and so on, but none of it really seemed to resonate. Couldn't get through the fact that it seemed to be all about her.
Yeah.
And the polls would, several times would tighten up, even after some of the revelations about Trump.
Did you feel there was the wind was taken out of the sails after Comey's announcement? Not the one just before Election Day, but the one where he came out 2 weeks before saying the investigation. Basically, they're putting new attention on that investigation.
I think it's important to have a perspective because one almost full week before that Comey announcement, she'd been at a 12-point lead. Now, that was kind of an outlier by ABC News, but you watched her numbers from that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, go down 1 or 2 points a day, so that by the time of that Comey announcement on Friday, she had a 2-point lead in that ABC poll. And the other polls, had her at anywhere between 1 and 3. Some of the polls, in fact, had her down by 1 or 2. The Comey announcement then was like a punch in the gut, and it continued that downward momentum. From there, you did see her nationally starting to climb up to an average of a 3-point lead. Several of those polls, though, with a 1 or 2 point lead or a 1 or 2 point lead for Trump. But while that was going on, the polling in the key states was going in the direction of Donald Trump. 9 days before the election, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, all 10-point leads for Hillary, dissipating to 2-point leads, and so it was clear to me something was happening.
What do you make of the protesting that has been going on, and in some cases, we're finding that some of these people didn't vote in the first place? Well,
regardless of whether they voted or not, I think it's healthy that they're out protesting and reminding Donald Trump, that when he says he's going to be president of all Americans, here are all Americans, including those who couldn't or didn't vote for you. It's important to remind. When I hear stuff like, we reject the president-elect, I get troubled by that. The denial of legitimacy to someone who was elected by over 60 million people, whether you like him or hate him, he's the president-elect, and you have to abide by the rules.
Yeah. He's not my president written on your forehead. Probably not the right message.
Well, and John, you say the legitimacy. Let's not forget these elections are rigged. The president-elect said so himself.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, I got a problem with people writing on their foreheads anyway.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't.
Let's be truthful here.
It doesn't have. It's not a good look. I don't like the style, and God, I hope it doesn't turn into a style. That would just be terrible. Mitch has a quick question for you. Mitch, I've got about 30 seconds, so throw it in there.
Okay. There's a question for John Zogby. If I follow the reports on the different pollsters and what they did, see if I'm right on this. Nate Silver is one of the ones that a lot of people follow, and I think his website's called 538. But anyway, if I read right, on the day of the election, his computer models said that Hillary had a 71.7% chance to win, but he said, in spite of what the model says, I'm going to overrule that because I have a hunch Trump might win. Am I reporting that right? And if so, isn't that kind of amazing that he would overrule his own computer model?
All right. John, are you familiar with that at all?
Very good question. Look, Mitch, when all is said and done, we pollsters are artists, too, and we go by hunches. So, computer modeling is fun, and polling for accuracy is a great game. But in the final analysis, watch the trends, watch a whole bunch of polls, get your own sense of what's happening. Only God predicts. And
you had election night, there was a wave. You just felt the wave, and that Trump had. The excitement was with Trump. There's just no doubt about it that she had a lack of excitement on her side. Yet, the tradition would tell you that she has the stronger machine, that she's going to pull it out, and that just didn't happen.
No, it didn't. And I said right along that no matter how strong that machine, you could offer a ride, a gurney with an IV, whatever it took. If people did not want to come out to vote, they weren't going to accept the ride or the 25th reminder call. And that's ultimately what happened. There were 6 million fewer voters this year than in 2012.
Wow. All right, John, ZogbyAnalytics.com, and as always, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Bill.